Episode of Sales and Marketing Secrets, and we're going live here today on Restream to answer another question. We've tried to do these a couple times a week. There's a lot of questions right now because there's some shifts and changes happening with real estate, both on the world with all the different technology companies in the world of technology and all the companies that are coming out with these kind of virtual brokerage models and just what's happening in the economy in general. So. Ro, we had a really good meeting during, I guess the app's called Clubhouse, my first time on it. Other people are like, oh, I've been on that for months because I have Apple. Well, okay, I get it. But they finally rolled out with the app on Android, so it's kind of my first experience on it. But we had an awesome mastermind session, and I think you had a couple questions that kind of came out of that mastermind session that we want to talk about and reiterate with the rest of our community. So what do you got for a question for us?
Yeah, so our question is, it's still a seller's market, but what do you do? But do you see a slowdown coming anytime soon?
Yeah, I think this is a really great question, and we talked about this. Actually, the Club Wealth community and a bunch of agents hopped on to the Club Wealth or the Clubhouse app. A lot of clubs here. So the Clubhouse app, and that was one of the questions we talked about. And I think that the consensus was, and these are powerhouse agents and brokers from all over the country that were contributing to this conversation. And while nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, the consensus was we've started to feel a little bit of a slowdown in how many offers are getting attracted to a property, meaning like they're still selling very fast, but if they used to attract 50 offers, they might be attracting 15. Talked to another client in outside of the Michigan market, or in the Michigan market, and they usually have a house sell in 24 hours, and they've seen it, selling in like 5 to 7. Some of their houses selling in like 5 to 7 days. So nothing dramatic, but starting to see a little bit of a shift here. And so the general consensus was from our group was that over the next 3 to 6 months to be prepared. And I love what Michael Hellickson talked about. I don't want to tag him actually in on this video if he wants to have any comments on this, or anybody from his team. But basically the advice, which I thought was awesome, is making sure that you get prepared to start generating as many seller leads as possible, because there's going to be a whole market that opens up. People are going to start seeing more value in a listing agent, what a listing agent can bring to the table. So there's never been a better time to position yourself as a listing agent in the market, and also looking at alternative lead sources. And I'm going to butcher the actual name, but Google's coming out with local ads, a local ad service to generate seller leads. And we're going to be doing a whole educational series on this. But there's realtors that were generating a couple listings a month, just getting ramped up with this service. And we're going to be going live talking a lot more about this. But just looking at alternative lead sources that you can use to generate seller leads, because the shift is coming. Also, coming off the Club Wealth event, we had there was an amazing speaker talking about REO and how REO is coming down the pipe in a big way. So we think over the next 3 to 6 months, we don't know how dramatic it's going to be, but we believe there's going to be a shift happening, and we think it's going to come faster than anyone's going to expect it. So with that, I think I hope that added enough clarity. I recommend doing your own research, keeping this dialogue going as the market continues to change with movement and different things happening with the economy.
Yeah, and what I took out of the Clubhouse meeting as well is that it seems like it's starting on higher price points. So I think that's going to trickle down. Yeah. So some of the agents are like, yeah, my very high price points are already starting to see it. And I think that just goes to show what's going to happen farther down the price point.
Yeah, I think that's really good, is that in the luxury market, it's usually where you start seeing some of the differences. Also, too, there are some predictions thrown out there as far as what's going to be happening with loan rates. So that's important to pay attention to, obviously, which from an institutional perspective, we've started seeing and uptick a little bit in the interest rate. And here's the thing, you can process this as good or bad, but I'm looking forward to it personally because the market needs to correct. It's crazy for a lot of agents out there right now. And I think this is going to represent a huge opportunity for agents that really position themselves in today's market, take advantage of it. And this is when you see the agent that's doing well, who's positioned to go to the next level, usually take off and gain more market share. And then some agents struggle because they haven't been maybe implementing the best practices. And that's where I want to drop our sales and marketing playbook because that's where it starts foundationally. Is your sales and marketing has to be on point. You got to have a plan that you're following through every single day to be able to making sure you're booking appointments and you're closing deals and you're servicing your clients and being able to do it in a consistent pattern. And so we're going to drop a free download. It's our digital playbook, and you can check that out. It has all the resources you need to execute and position yourself for the changes to come. So with that, we'll be back probably next Tuesday with another question that we're getting from our community. And again, Isaiah Colton and my awesome sidekick Ro here with another sales and marketing secret. And today we're talking about market trends. Pay attention to them. And by the way, you should be doing these videos that we do to your database if you're not already. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.